and welcome to this reading. In this reading, we will be doing what you need to retreat from, or just retreat in general, why you are retreating, how to retreat, just depends on what exactly your cards say. So to start off with, we're getting the piles. This one needs to come out. We have the Ace of Wands. We have Death. Just one more, please. This one wants to come out, and the Hierophant. I will now bring each card towards the camera so that you can really take a look at them, see what you resonate with. So, we have the Ace of Wands, pile number 1. We have Death, pile number 2. And we have the Hierophant, pile number 3. Alright, I will leave you with the cards for a moment so you can really see what you resonate with. Whatever stands out to you first will be your card. Your intuition guides you. In the next portion of the video, I will be preparing the piles, I will be shuffling. That is something that you like to do, like to see. I will see you there. If not, I'll see you in your pile. Let's go. And welcome to the portion of the video where I prepare the piles. Now I will be doing a past, present, future with the theme of retreat with the Rider-Waite. So that's 3 cards per pile. These two jumped out together, so it feels like they belong together. Sometimes it just happens like that. Other times you split them even when they jump out together. It just depends on what your intuition is telling you. One did a whole black backflip on its way out. It was very funny. And then, no, that's 4. I need 3 more. That one flew off of the table. There we go. Past, present, future done. And now with the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot, we will be looking at exactly what it is you need to retreat from and the context that it exists in, with 3 cards once again. see, like, these two came out together, but they need to be split up. Just as I was talking about that. Now we just need 2 more of these cards. Perfect. And now for the advice cards with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. This one, I don't have a set amount of cards before I start shuffling that I have in mind. I just trust this deck so deeply that I will let her decide exactly how many cards per pile. So we have 1 card for the Ace of Wands. Then we have 7 cards for Death, that's like my upper maximum. I don't do more than 7 cards. So whatever you must be in must be a difficult situation. With the Death card, you'd kind of assume so, really. And then for the Hierophant, we also have 1 card. Alright, so I'm going to neaten up the piles and put them off the side I need where the camera can't see them. And then once I've done that, I will draw a card for those of you who feel called to be in the shuffling process with me. This is something I always do. I feel like it makes the bond between people who watch the shuffling and the people who do the shuffling slightly special. No, let's see. Page of Cups. You guys are... I'm very much picking up the kind of juvenile energy that this has. It's like you have this spark, this just joyfulness about you, about the ways that you are going about connections and romantic interests and growing in this journey. And it's like things will come up that's unexpected to you and you will just take it as it comes. Very proud of you for this. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here for the pile preparation, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number 1. You guys resonated with the Ace of Wands. We are reading for the theme of retreat today. If you weren't here for the pile picking process, for the shuffling, we are doing a past, present, future with the Rider White. And the root of your issue, or why you need to retreat, or the question, and the context with the Path to Enlightenment Tarot. And then you guys had 1 advice card. So, let's find out what your reading is about. For the past, we have the 5 of Wands. For the present, we have Strength. For the future, we have the Page of Pentacles. Already a narrative is coming out here. And then the root of your issue of the 4 of Cups. or what you need to retreat from. And then for the context, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers. I had an idea this was to do with community. And then for your advice, you have the Page of Swords right next to the Page of Pentacles. So, I apologize if this is a bit short. I recently got a new crystal which is really assisting me in readings. So the messages tend to be concise but in depth. To summarize your reading, in the past you were in a place of great conflict. It's like nobody knew the direction that they were headed in, and that caused a lot of interpersonal conflict, interpersonal confusion. A lot of confusion is coming out. Confusion which led to hurt. But now in the present, you've already started taking the steps that you need to retreat from this. In the present, you have the Strength card. You've managed to find your internal courage, your internal bravery. You've become aligned with yourself. And then in the future, we see you really setting forth on this journey of inner stability. But the root of your issue really speaks to a deeper understanding of this. The deeper understanding is that you as a person are misplaced. You as a person, you have a lot of people around you, but not necessarily people that you resonate with. And with the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers, it really cements this reading of you are in this place socially where you don't belong. So the message that I have for you is that you need to retreat from your community. You need to retreat from your workplace community. You need to retreat from those that you think that you love. I'm not saying you don't love them. What I am saying is that although there might be a feeling of love, it might not necessarily be in relationships in which there is an act of love, where it is in alignment with your higher self. And with the Daughter of Swords, or the Page of Swords as your advice card, it really kind of drives home that message of you need to look into yourself, you need to look into the future and really understand what it is that you want out of your relationships, and take the steps once you have the power that this knowledge will bring you to bring out a different aspect of you, one that might cause a lot of disruption within your social circle, but will cause a lot of inner peace. And with the Ace of Wands, we can see that you've already set out on this journey. So I feel like this reading is more of a confirmation than an advice card that you are on the right track socially, that you are taking the right journey in terms of finding your stability, both externally and internally. And while this might be a journey that you're excited about, I also get a lot of hesitancy from the cards. A lot of hesitancy, like, is this maybe rooted in a selfish desire? No, it is not. This is rooted in you having found the inner courage to be yourself. Pile number 1, this was your reading. I apologize for it being so short. Like I said, I have a new crystal that is really helping me read the cards. I wish you luck on your journey, although it doesn't seem like you need it because you're already on it. Yeah, thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys resonated with the Death card. I really, really like the Death card, especially in the Rider White. It really just speaks to me. In case you guys weren't here for the process of shuffling or picking cards, we were doing a past, present, future with the Rider-Waite. And then an overview of your issue or the root of your issue or why you need to retreat, of your question, and the context with the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot. And then you guys had quite a lot of advice cards, so I will see how I will set these out. Let me move everything up a bit, make it more concise so that there will be more space. Yeah, you guys had 7 advice cards, so you might be in a difficult situation, especially considering that you resonated with the Death card. Yeah. I just need to make sure you guys can see all of your advice cards as well. And one over here. Perfect, that was easier than I thought it would be. Great, let's see what your cards have to say. I'm very curious. So in the past, you have the King of Swords. In the present, you have the Ten of Swords. And then in the future, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is turning out to be a lovely reading. I'm not entirely sure what it's about yet, but we will see. The Two of Swords. Alright. And then for context, Four of Swords. And the Hangman. The Hangman is my favorite card in the deck. And your advice, you have the Eight of Wands. You have the Mother of Wands. The Father of Wands or the King of Wands. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. The Hierophant. The Seven of Swords. And the Four of Cups. This is a reading that I'm not really getting a particular message from. It seems like a very, very complex situation. So I'm going to start reading the cards. This might feel a little bit disjointed, but just take the messages as they resonate. Beginning at the beginning with the past, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords with the Ten of Swords in the present, that says a lot. It says that you are very much in mastery of yourself. You are in mastery of your cognition. You have a particular mindset towards life and it is working for you. But this has led to you experiencing a lot of external hurt. It's like, I'm getting the word envious. It's like people are envious of this long journey that you've been on to come to this particular paradigm. And while it may seem like there's a certain sense of foreboding in your present moment, like you don't know where to go, it's like you are suffering from so much hurt and yet you've got this internal alignment. The cards are telling me that once you overcome this inner conflict, there we go, I have the reading now. Sometimes you just say something and it clicks. The reading is about internal conflict between this inner mastery that you are feeling and the external forces that are at play that is hurting you. It's like, but what you need to do, which is why the Death card is here, is you need to separate the actions of other people from your inner world. And that is something that is extraordinarily difficult to do, which is why you have so many advice cards. It's extraordinarily difficult to separate your internal world, which you are the master of. You have a very, very clear perspective of who you are. You have a very, very clear perspective of what you want, what exactly it is that you are creating. That's the word I'm getting. You have a very clear idea of what you are creating. And this is bringing you a lot of external hurt. There's a lot of people who see this ability of yours and are jealous. But with a lack of blood being shown on the swords, it's almost like you are letting these people get to you, and you need to end that. With the Ten of Pentacles in your future, it very much shows you getting to a point where you are the wizened old man, metaphorically and not literally. You are the wizened old man who has the external and the internal separated, and yet have a stability in both of them. It's like the people will recognize you as somebody who has mastered yourself and will come to you for advice rather than stabbing you in the back. Now, for the root of your issue, it's very much speaking to this Ten of Swords. It's conflict. It is people opposing you, opposing this idea that you have of yourself as being the master of your cognition. And yet you know that you are right, and you need to let go of this conflict because it is beneath you. You're the King of Swords, and your issue is the Two of Swords. It is very much talking towards the fact that you are in the right, and you need to let go of this conflict. You need to retreat from it and find the Hanged Man energy. With the Hanged Man and the Hierophant being your two major arcana cards, it's very much pointing towards you retreating from this energy of conflict and finding peace within yourself instead of looking to win. And the Four of Swords, it is literally the card of retreat. It is very much that it's one of the cards that came up when I was doing a reading for what the reading should be about. You very much, very, very much need to separate yourself from the situation that you have with your external world and find your inner knowingness that you are the master of yourself. And then with the Eight of Wands here, it's like once you realize that you are in the right, then the rest of this process, reaching the Ten of Pentacles, will happen quite quickly. But with both the Four of Cups and the Seven of Swords here, it's like you are hiding this from yourself. It's like you don't want to know that you have mastered yourself and your hurt is external. It's like you don't want to know the abundance that you already have. And that is also something that you need to let go of. You just need to see the truth and set yourself free from this external situation. With the Eight of Pentacles here, it's very much talking about needing to acknowledge the way in which you've already mastered your environment, the way in which you already have mastered your cognition. And with the Hierophant here, it's very much talking to structure. It's very much talking to having this knowledge and speaking about it. I see a lot of that in your reading, especially with the two Wands cards here, which I'm going to get to in a second. It's very much speaking to the fact that once you've overcome this conflict, once you've set yourself free with your truth, you will be able to help others with it. You will be able to step into a leadership role. Perhaps this is literal, as in a promotion. Perhaps this is figurative, as in taking a new role in your community, in your social circles. But with the Mother of Wands and the Father of Wands here, this is a divine match. So I am getting that you do have people in your life that support you. Perhaps this is a romantic partner, perhaps this is a friend, but you have people in your life that support you and see your incredible cognition for what it is. And it is essential that you rely upon them in this time. It is essential that you let go of this false idea that to be the master of your cognition, you need to be independent of people. Once again, take this as it resonates, but if this is a romantic connection, then letting go of the hurts that you're experiencing externally will really help you fall deeper in love, is what I'm getting. It will help you form this connection to a deeper level. I'm only saying this because they are next to each other. If they were spread out, I wouldn't necessarily read it as romantic, but because they are right next to each other, I'm very much getting a romantic connection that is already there. If you are somebody who is just forming romantic connections, this part of the reading is not for you. But for those of you already in a relationship, it is like you and your person are aligned in the same direction. It is like you are two parallel paths that are going to stay together for a long, long while. I want to go a little bit more into the Hangman here before I finish up this reading. The Hangman energy is very much knowing your internal truth and not letting the crowd, not letting the expectations of other people affect you. It is very meditative, and with the Hierophant also here, it's very much talking to the spiritual aspect of this, the spiritual aspect of knowing that you either are or very close to being your highest self. And I'm really, really like the word meditation is really coming to me. So if that's not something you already practice, maybe do it. It would really help you be able to separate the internal from the external. Pile number 2, this was your reading. I wish you luck on this journey, though since you are the master of your own paradigm, I very much see you succeeding at it. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys resonated with the Hierophant. In case you weren't here for the shuffling, picking a pile preparation process, whatever you want to call it, we are doing a past, present, future with the Rider White. Then the root of how you need to retreat, and its contact with the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot, and then you guys had one advice card. So if you are somebody that resonated with 2 piles, Death, and the Hierophant also showed up in pile number 2's reading, so maybe if you watch both, then you will know that pile number 2 had a lot of advice cards. So let's see what your cards have to say. In the past, we have the Knight of Cups. In the present, we have the Knight of Wands. And then in the future, we have Temperance. Already a message is coming out for you. And then we have the Hierophant again for the root of your issue. Then we have the Page of Swords. And the Queen of Cups for the context to your issue. You have a lot of court cards. And then for your advice, you have the Three of Cups. Normally for this many court cards, I'd read this as a community-based issue. But because the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands represent the past and the present, I'm very much getting that this is an internal conflict about who you are, especially with the Temperance card here, and the Hierophant being the ruling energy, because we have it twice. So I'm going to interpret this as a internal battle rather than external, because also the two other piles were external, so maybe if you are going through a lot of external conflict, look into those videos. But the message I'm getting is very much internal. With the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands being opposing elements, it's almost as if you've undergone a radical transformation in the journey you are in and the thing that you are pursuing. In the past, you were somebody who was going forward, although hesitantly, about exactly what it is that you want. It could be in terms of romantic interest, could be in terms of your career, could be in terms of your community. But you were going forth with a kind of closed offness. Normally you wouldn't read the Knight of Cups as that, but that's very much what I'm getting from it. It's very much reserving your energy, very much not fully committing to something, but then in the present something changed and you have just started going for it. You have just started manifesting this fire energy of going for it, of going forth and really pursuing the thing that it is you want. And I feel like the change that you underwent is a change in understanding of why you are doing this. So in the past, you thought that this was a purely external thing. This is something that you just wanted because you thought that it is what you should want. But now you understand it as something that you deeply desire, something that you deeply need, something that is aligned with your higher self, with the Hierophant here. And because of that shift, and also maybe a shift in environment, maybe you moved, maybe you got a new job, maybe you met new people, but because of the shift in environment, you've understood the journey that you are on as something that is in alignment with your highest self. And then I will get into the future card. I just want to contextualize this journey for you. So the journey that I am getting is very much to do with your beliefs. Your beliefs about the world, your beliefs about love, your beliefs about friendship, your beliefs about emotions and cognition. Your beliefs around how to nurture, your beliefs around how to master. Because with the Queen of Cups and the Page of Swords here, it's both feminine energies, but very different feminine energies. One is pointing towards the receptivity that you experience once you have mastery or set out on the journey of mastery of your mental realm. And the Queen of Cups is talking about the nurturing of those outside of you. So it's got a bit of a internal-external duality there. But ultimately, the journey you are on is understanding exactly how your beliefs fit into your actions. And so with the Knight of Cups in the past, it is pointing towards you not being sure about this journey that you are on in terms of reconciling your beliefs with your actions. And then with the Knight of Wands, it's talking about you being extremely sure with how you are reconciling your beliefs with your actions and going forth without really thinking. And then with the Temperance card, it is telling you that you need to retreat from this duality. You need to retreat from this complete shift in energy between passively going for the thing that you thought you want and actively going for the thing that you know you want. It is talking about retreating and really working on balancing this. It's talking about you going on this journey but taking it footstep by footstep and not letting the end goal overcome the journey. And then finally, with your advice card, It is to, and especially with the Hierophant here, it is to celebrate with your community the fact that you are on this journey. It is to confide, it is to find sunsets together and really talk about what it is you are going through. Pile number 3, this was your reading. I wish you luck on your journey. I hope to see you again soon.